Hello, everybody, and thank you for your interest in learning about our senior capstone project. My name is Nicole Torres Mercado, and together with my teammates Timothy Adam Medina and Lorna Jam, we're going to be presenting Making an Education Campaign and the Environmental Impacts of Microfibers. During the past month, we have been working on developing a digital archive to raise awareness about microfibers. Along our research, we were very curious to learn if our colleagues, faculty members, and alumni of the master's program of sustainability in the urban environment at the City College of New York were doing something to reduce the number of microfiber released from their clothes. As soon to be masters of sustainability, our main goal was to educate about this topic, and furthermore to provide them with the necessary tools to reduce microfiber release and protect our oceans.
During our time spent mastering sustainability in the urban environment at the City College of New York, our team practiced designing theoretical opportunities from interconnecting pain points of the triple bottom line in various classes. One main ingredient of all our secret sauces was allocating resources into investments that provide a supply that 7 generations from now can use for their demands. Have you ever seen fish food or maybe watched a goldfish get fed? Well, microfibers have resemblances to fish food. They're about a diameter of 5 millimeters or less, and when marine species mistakenly eat these fibers, the food chain is contaminated, and then eventually our diet. Microfibers shed from natural or synthetic textiles due to abrasion, or when clothing is being cleaned or dried during the laundry process. Since fibers are so small, they can be found everywhere, from air and water to soil and even food. According to a paper in 2018 by Mishra et al., researchers detected there are over 1.5 million trillion microfibers currently posing a threat to the aquatic ecosystem. When aquatic wildlife mistaken these pollutants for food, their stomachs get full and can't use their digestive tract efficiently. For our team, learning about the impacts and sources of microfiber pollution was not the most astonishing experience. What was the most astonishing experience was not finding out about this type of pollution until our master's degree, when studies about microplastics have existed for over 50 years. While feeling confused at the fact that our team did not hear about microfiber until last year, we decided we would figure out if students, alumni, and faculty of the Sustainability in the Urban Environment program at the City College of New York knew about microfiber pollution. To find out this information, we created a survey, and during our process, we began thinking about making some digital content.
Learning about the impacts of microfiber pollution motivated us to educate about the topic. We also decided to show what we learned digitally as a campaign to spread awareness. Throughout our education, we want to be transparent about the data collected and all of our findings, and to inspire others to fight this pollution and make their best effort to reduce microfiber release to the environment. We started researching the sources, distribution, and impacts of microfiber in summer 2020. Then we collected the necessary data to carry out geospatial analysis of our first target audience using the software QGIS. Initially, our target audience was the residents across the Hudson River estuary, but due to time constraint and COVID-19, we figured that it would be challenging to reach them out. Therefore, we changed our target audience to the alumni, students, and faculty members of the Department of Sustainability. Then we started developing the survey and fill out the IRB application. When the IRB accepted our application, we carried out the survey and we were able to reach our target audience through the weekly email sent by our coordinator and the programs group on Slack, which is an app. The survey was divided into 3 parts. The first part of the survey was to learn about the audience shopping and laundry habits. A few takeaways are how the target audience washes their clothes, the type of washing machine they use, if they may or may not use any fiber reducing devices, and how frequently they buy clothes. The second part of the survey is to learn about the level of awareness of the audience. It included questions about the life cycle of microfiber, for example, how microfibers enter into the environment or how microfibers are transported. And lastly, the last section of the survey was about the demographics of the audience, where we asked questions such as gender, age group, ethnicity, and level of education.
I will be talking about the survey and the results that we received. The survey was created on the Google Forms and sent via weekly email by the Sustainability Department. It consists of 19 questions and was sent out to 378 people, which includes the students, alumni, and faculty of sustainability program at the City College, and we received 41 responses in total. Now I will be discussing the results we got from the survey. As Nicole mentioned, there are 3 sections of survey, and the first section is about laundry and shopping habits. I'll start with the laundry habits. The first question was, where do you most often do your laundry? The results can be seen on the first graph on the left. There was a close race between laundromat and personal wash and dryer. 16 people, they used laundromat while 15 used personal wash and dryer, and there were 24.4% who used laundry room in the building. The graph on the right shows the type of washing machine our respondents use. The red bar represents the front load washer and dryer, and we can see that majority use front load washer and dryer, and there were only 4 people who used top load washer, which is represented by the blue bar. We also asked if people use any fiber catching devices to reduce microfiber release, and we saw that 92.7% they do not use any device to capture fibers. There were only 2 people who used guppy friend bag and 1 used lint catcher. Therefore, based on our results, majority use laundromat to wash clothes, they use front load washing machine, and they do not use any fiber catching devices or filters. Moving on to the shopping habits. The graph on the left, it shows that in past year, most of the people, which is 34.1%, they bought clothes 1 to 3 times. There were only 11 people who shopped 10 or more times, and 1 person who didn't shop at all. The graph on right shows the likelihood our respondents would shop in next 6 months, and majority, which was 41.5%, said that they will very likely buy clothes in next 6 months. Here the graph on the left shows the results of how many times our respondents would buy clothes from thrift and second-hand stores. 43.9% said that they did not buy any clothes from thrift or second-hand stores, and there was only 1 person who bought from there 10 or more times. The graph on right shows the likelihood our respondents would buy clothes from thrift second-hand clothing stores, to which most of the people, which is 34.1%, said that they will very likely buy clothes from thrift stores, but there were only 9 people who said it's very unlikely they would shop from thrift stores. We also asked from which clothing store did our respondents buy the most clothes, and majority said that they shop from stores such as Banana Republic, Calvin Klein, H&M, Target, Amazon, and Uniqlo. Therefore, based on the results from the shopping habits, the majority of people, they bought clothes 1 to 3 times in past year. They didn't buy any clothes from thrift or second-hand clothing stores, but they are very likely to buy from thrift stores in the future. The second part of our survey was to learn about how aware our target audience is about the microfiber problem. The graph on left shows that most of the people, which is 90.2%, think that microfibers come from clothing, 2 people said they come from furniture, and 1 said from carpets and curtain. The graph on right shows that majority, which is 85.4%, believe that the microfibers end up in the water. 2 people said soil and 4 said air. In terms of perception of microfibers, the graph on left shows the results of who should be most responsible for solving microfiber pollution, and majority, which is 46.3%, they think textile manufacturers should be most responsible for solving pollution caused by microfibers. The graph on right shows that majority, which is 29.3%, they felt that microfiber pollution will stay the same in the next 10 years, and there was only 7.3% who believed that it would decrease. Lastly, we looked into demographics of our respondents. We saw that majority of the respondents who took part in the survey, which is 85.4%, are current students of sustainability program, and most of the females, they took part in this survey, which is 70.7%. Most of the respondents, they fall in 25 to 34 age group and are white. We also asked if environmental education should be provided from pre-kindergarten to high school. The graph on left shows that 90.2% agreed that it should be provided. The graph on the right shows how important it is to vote for candidate who take stance on protecting environment, and 87.8% said it is significantly important and 12.2% said somewhat important. All this information about laundry shopping habits, level of awareness about the problem, and demographic is important, as it helped us know our target audience better. It helped us know if they knew what we just learned during the past year and how aware our fellow colleagues are of the problem. We can make education content based on these responses. The responses from the survey are helping us in creating the final product of our project, which includes the story map on ArcGIS and various fact sheets about microfiber pollution. We are creating this education content for students, alumni, faculty of sustainability program at City College of New York. The education campaign is still under construction. We are working on the story maps and fact sheets, and once completed, we can email the participants of survey the links to access the material. We will also upload them on sustainability group on Slack, and the content will be helpful in educating our audience about the microfibers and how we can reduce the problem. Now I will be talking about the future work. So initially, as you know, the target audience of our project were people living along Hudson River, and we carried out a very detailed spatial analysis of demographic of people along Hudson River. We looked into their education level, age group, income level, and ethnicity. All these results that we got from spatial analysis and the information gathered during this research, it can be useful for future studies and development of an education campaign for residents along Hudson River estuary. As this project comes to an end, I would like to briefly talk about the inspiration and strength of our team. As stated earlier, initially we were making campaign for people along Hudson River, and Rosalia project provided us with the data. It inspired us how organizations and projects like Rosalia are working on reducing microfibers. We were inspired, and it motivated us to raise more awareness about the topic and present solutions like Cora Ball to the audience. Also, during this year-long project, Nova Cecil provided us with GIS training. It inspired us to present data using story maps. They were extremely supportive during our project, and we learned a lot from them. This research has helped us work on a cause that we as a team care and want to raise awareness about. We all are highly motivated and passionate about educating people about microfiber pollution and steps that can be taken to reduce it.
Over the past year, there were some challenges. Thankfully, it was also a chance for us to use social media for professional purposes. The results of our survey not only told us how aware our audience is about microfiber, but also the habits that they contribute to the pollution. Our hope is for future seniors to be inspired to network with people outside of a classroom setting.
Now we are going to discuss some alternative solutions to reduce microfiber release in your household. If you're thinking about buying a new washing machine, we recommend you to purchase a front-load one. Or if you visit a laundromat to wash your clothes, try to visit laundromats that have front-load washing machine as they release fewer microfibers. The front-load washing machine causes less shedding because it uses lower level of water. Also, the top-load washing machine has a center agitator, which causes more friction and in effect more microfiber release. When you do laundry, try to wait until you have a full load because it reduces the friction between the pieces of clothing. And try to not use the delicate cycle or not use it at all, as it uses twice as much water as a regular cycle, and like the top-load washing machine, more microfiber release. If you can, try gentle hand washing since it doesn't occur friction like in the washing machine. Other pieces of advice are buying secondhand shopping, also known as thrift shopping or buying vintage. By doing this, you can reduce the number of clothing is being manufactured, and as the number of thrift shopping increases, the demand for first-hand clothing decreases. In addition, there is evidence that while the clothes ages, it releases less microfiber than when new. Our second piece of advice is to air dry your clothes. Electric dryers emit masses of microfiber directly into the environment as they flow out the dryer air vent. And finally, try to buy clothes made with natural fibers such as cotton, wool, hemp, or silk, instead of buying synthetic clothing such as polyester, acrylic, spandex, or nylon. On the right side, we provided you others advice to reduce your impact. We made a list of devices that reduce the amount of microfiber released to the environment during the washing process. They are in order of the most efficient to the least efficient. On the first column, we can see 3 in-drum devices, which are devices you throw into your washing machine's drum before starting the washing cycle. The Guppy frame bag and the fourth element bag are mesh bags made of a designed microfilter material. For both bags, you insert the clothes and throw them into the washing machine drum. During the washing process, they collect the fibers and you can dispose of them properly when finished. The Corable is a ball that you add into the machine drum as well. It has a tiny hook in the end and aims to capture microfibers. Super interesting fun fact is that the design of the Corable was inspired by the filtering system of coral reefs. And on this second column are 3 external devices or add-on filters. These filters, you can install them after the wastewater pipe. These are the X-Filtra, Lint Loop R, and the Planet Care.
If you're looking how to make a positive impact in this world and are passionate about environment, you're more than welcome to join us. That is all from our group. Please feel free to provide any questions, concerns, comments, or suggestions. You can find here our contact information. Thank you very much.